Okay, I'm going to start and jump right in with today's live. There are several emails that we have to get through, and there's quite a bit of interesting channeling that came through, so I'm really, really excited to get started. If you are able to hear me, please let me know in the chats. And the first person I'm going to start off with is Lola. Lola had sent me an email several days ago, and she was talking about her journey, how her journey has been a pretty significant one and a pretty challenging one. So I'm going to read bits of the email that she sent. It is a bit longer, so I'm going to just try and protect her privacy and just read sort of like the highlighted parts here that I outlined. So she says, my journey first started with surrendering to an external God that I was exposed to growing up in a Christian academy. I strayed away from the Christian faith altogether after leaving the school, but then returned to it in 2023. This was when I was at my lowest. I was so helpless, so powerless, all because I didn't realize the power that I had within me. I put everything I had at the time into a God that I believed to be outside of me. I remember all the nights I would get on my knees and pray. I would feel so fearful, wondering if I was praying in the correct way or if God could truly hear me. I was at my lowest when I surrendered to the Christian tradition. So basically, I can see how you would have gone back to that because of that low point or that low state that you were in at the time, Lola. And then you're saying that in late 2023, you were sent a book from a beloved friend about Mary Magdalene. I've never heard of Mary Magdalene before, and I never expressed any interest in knowing her. It was all out of nowhere, but I can see how it was all a part of the plan. Absolutely. And we'll get into that in a minute of why. When I had received the book, it took me a while to grant my complete interest. I always intended on reading the book, but I ended up neglecting it altogether for months and months. You were not ready. This is what I was getting. You were not ready at the time, Lola, to actually read that book. You were not in a frequency to be aligned with it. You weren't ready at that time to hear the messages that that book had for you. So fast forward, it's the beginning of 2024. Months go by and I'm still getting nowhere. It wasn't until Mother's Day in 2024 that I was truly called to put my plans that I had in my mind to action. So the plan was to start going outside and go on long walks. So you had mentioned here that you had some issues with your mom too, which we'll get into. So for context, my mother and I have always had a very complicated relationship, which I feel I've sorted out for the most part. Due to my childhood, I was forced to take on the adult role in situations that were dangerous and unsettling. I grew up with an alcoholic, verbally abusive father for 18 plus years of my life. My mother surrendered to being in that life, and I decided since Mother's Day of 2024 to keep a healthy distance from her and others in my family. Best decision you ever made, Lola. I was at my wit's end with my mother on Mother's Day, and I can remember hearing a voice inside saying to leave and go for a walk that same day. I can remember the pain being so intense that I followed the voice and left right then and there. Ever since that day, when I made that decision, my life has changed in all ways that are empowering and beautiful. I started to grow a deep connection with Mother Earth, and I started to embrace all the emotions that would come up in the process of my long excursions through Mother Earth. And then let me see here. I started to gain confidence again, started dressing up. After over a year of shamefully hiding my appearance due to the weight I gained from binge eating, trying to fill a void, I started to get in front of the camera again, which was what I always loved to do. Life started to seem more colorful and beautiful than ever before. So fast forward, you discovered a hunger to create. I've always known of this creative hunger within me, but was never able to explore it due to all the distractions around me. Yeah, you were super bogged down energetically too. So it's like you couldn't even tap in or access this creative energy because your sacral chakra was really plugged up. You were constantly shoving all these emotions down into the sacral chakra, which is where we store emotion. So that was completely like blocking you creatively, basically. Also, yeah, distractions with dead end jobs, abusive households. I realized I was free from all of that and free to explore what my artistry could be. And I'm so excited to get into the artistry part of this, Lola, for you, because there were such really cool messages that came through about that. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. I just leaned in. I began to get ideas of photographs in my head while on walks. I started to explore the world of surrealism photography, and the rest is history. I would make vision boards with inspirations, and the magic would happen. All I needed was a tripod, my camera, and music. As I see life to be a big, beautiful collaboration with spirit, I also view the process of creating to be the same, which is exactly what it is. So going back to Mary Magdalene, I finally got the urge to read the book in October of 2024. It was a random urge. Nothing's ever random. I removed the book and read it in 3 days, and my life was changed. I was exposed to a whole new set of beliefs that really liberated me. It's not that we are external from God, but that we are one with God. Absolutely. And then you were mentioning that you started journaling and doing like writing 3 pages in your diary every morning, which was like this devotional act to yourself or towards yourself. And ultimately here, to not read the rest of it here, but just to answer your question, because your answer was, what are your next steps for your artistry? So let's tap into that for a moment. Something's up with the throat chakra though. Okay, so as I was tapping into your energy, Lola, with hopefully everyone tuning in with having a little bit of background context here about Lola's story. So Lola, basically you experienced a very difficult childhood. You went through a very challenging, very, very trying time in your life. But this all served a really, really big purpose. It was really important for you to experience all of this, as much as it was very painful and as much as it was very difficult to go through. There was a very deep purpose, and it's something that your soul definitely signed up for, is what I was getting. The book about Mary Magdalene that you received back in 2023, and the initial time that when you weren't reading it yet, the reason why you didn't start reading that book was because you weren't ready for the messages that were contained in that book. You were still very much stuck in this energy of unforgiveness. I'm hearing like this energy of not being able to let go of the pattern that you had with your mom and with your family as a whole. So it's like you just weren't ready for that information at that time. But the reason why you received that book, and this was the message I was getting loud and clear, was actually because that book was to help you with healing your mother wound. Okay, so there was a very deep mother wound within you. There's also a father wound that I was tapping into, but the mother wound seemed to be deeper. And that one, it's like Mary Magdalene has this very mothering, very nurturing, very unconditionally loving energy. And that book, just the resonance, the frequency of that book itself was actually helping you to heal your mother wound. So that's one aspect there. Then the being pushed to go into nature, and as you were mentioning in the email, that you felt like your intuition on Mother's Day specifically to go out into nature. Wow, throat chakra, holy cow. So you were being pushed to get out into nature and to go for long walks, also to detox your energy. So I was picking up on a lot of heavy, like narcissistic energy from your mom. I'm even hearing cruel, like just very, very not in her heart space. So you needed and you still need to use nature as like your source of detoxing. It's where you level out your energy. It's where you get to ground yourself. It's where you get to truly tap into, once again, the nurturing of Mother Earth. So when we as humans, okay, and this message is sort of for everyone right now, when we as humans look at our mothers, okay, our physical mothers, biological mothers, we have to remember that that is our Earth mother, right? It's the person that we were sort of karmically assigned to have a lifetime with. However, our true mother is Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. So our inherent need to connect with the natural world is woven into us. It's like we can't be separated from the natural world. And it is actually in the natural world that we heal the most. It's where we connect back into into the womb energy. It was the womb energy that I was picking up yesterday in my salt bath too. It's the same type of thing. So there's this very profoundly healing energy and womb energy and creation energy when we are in nature. And many people that have mother wounds, that have had difficult relationships with their mother or even their father, going into nature is what is going to heal your soul, like literally heal your soul. So it's very, very important to do that if you are someone that has struggled, with a parent where you didn't see eye to eye, or you just had a very, unbalanced relationship. So she has been facilitating your healing, and she's also been activating your creative flux, I was hearing. And I don't usually get that word, so I actually looked up the meaning of flux. Like, what does it mean to be in a creative flux? And flux means the action or process of flowing or flowing out. So it's like when you are in nature, Lola, that is when you really turn on or really activate your sacral chakra, because your root opens as you ground your energy, and everything that is heavy or toxic or low vibrational, it drains out of your body when you're outside. And then the root chakra being open allows the energy to also come back in, and it opens up your sacral chakra. And that is where your sacral chakra is, where your creative energy is. That's where it flows from. Again, womb energy, it's right above the womb, actually, creation, right? And that's where you need to tap in. But there's also this like flow I'm seeing. It's like it being outside drained out or detoxed or released all of the heavy energy, all of those stuck emotions, all of those really deeply painful emotions that you experienced with your mother. And then that actually in turn activated all of your creativity. It's like it turned it on. And it was interesting, as I was tapping into your energy, Lola, I was also getting a lot of pressure in my third eye. So there is this third eye and this sacral chakra connection where both of them get activated when you're outside. And it's like you receive messages, you receive downloads, you receive divine information that helps you bring creative ideas to life. So everything that you have experienced with your family, like I said, has been leading you back to you, basically, to the essence of you and who you are on a soul frequency level. So all of the hardships you experienced, you were meant to show you the generational karmic cycles, the trappings in pain, suffering, guilt, shame, narcissism, addiction, that you are the one basically chosen in your family to break. Okay. You are breaking this cycle for your entire generational line. And it's like you had to experience this, you had to see this, you had to move through this process in order for you to literally see it for what it is, to even recognize that, oh my gosh, like look at the patterns in my family, look at the karmic situation, look at all the pain and all the suffering within my family that my parents were not able to overcome, that were I don't like using this word, but I want to say it, that they were too weak to overcome. Okay. So it's like you became that person who was like, no, I'm going to be the strong one. I'm going to be the one to overcome this and to break these patterns. So it's like the generational karma, even curses I was getting for you, that breaks with you. That ends with you. And that's a huge deal. Like that's a big, big, big deal. Okay. So I hope you're really, really proud of yourself. And I hope you're really, I mean, just honestly, based off the email and what you wrote and how incredibly in tune you are, I'm getting this very, very high vibrational, high frequency soul energy off of you. So you are very, very special. You're very unique in your family in terms of the energy that you embody. And the forgiveness, even I'm getting that now, like even the forgiveness that you were able to tap into. There's this purity within your heart space that you didn't shut down, even though there was so much pain, even though there was so much like challenge and difficulty with your family members. Like you didn't shut it down, or you did for a period of time. Ooh, and I'm getting some liver pain right now. So I think there was a lot of anger too. There was an incredible amount of anger and frustration that you were feeling, but it's like you didn't let all of this break you. Instead, you chose to rise above it. You chose to to move into forgiveness. And I'm seeing chains being broken. Like that's what broke the chains, is you choosing to move into forgiveness. And you even mentioned it in your email that you realized that forgiveness was not about letting them off the hook, but it was actually to let you off the hook. It's like to release yourself from this bondage, from this pain, and from this suffering. So you are very, very powerful, Lola. You have this very, I'm hearing divine feminine energy, and you're going to be moving more and more into that. It's like more and more of that is going to be coming online for you. Keep staying in touch with nature. Make those long walks, as you mentioned in your email, a regular part of your daily routines, because it is truly what is, it's like that is where source can really channel more into you. Okay. It's like it just opens, opens you up in some kind of way. I was also hearing effortless creation. So as it is meant to be. So there's this effortless creation process that you are now in. And you are an artist by nature. And actually, the more that you create, the more that you are also healing your sacral chakra, the more that you are healing your mother wound, the more that you are releasing these, I'm hearing karmic fragments. There's little karmic fragments, little pieces of energy still that you are like releasing. Your magic is that you have a gift to see the unseen. So I was also getting that. You have this ability to tap into realms, to tap into dimensions. And that is your gift to this world. And you are meant to share that. So divine messages flow through your gift of sight, Lola. This is why you were guided to surrealism photography. And I actually didn't even know what surrealism photography was. So I had to look it up. And as soon as I looked it up, because I was guided to, as I was channeling for you earlier, as soon as I looked it up, everything that I was seeing, I was just like more messages started to come through. And I was getting that. So your gift opens doors to other dimensions. And a picture says 1,000 words. I was hearing that loud and clear. Your images convey messages that touch the soul. It unlocks parts of people's souls. And I was hearing keys and I kept seeing keys. So there's something in your art, there's something in your photography that is opening up people's souls, that is opening up dimensions of reality within people that they don't even realize, or that they it's something that they wouldn't necessarily be conscious of. And it just happens by looking at the images that you create. So I was getting that very strongly as well. So there's an unlocking that your art facilitates within people. And it also communicates very deep messages, invoking or unlocking feelings within people that they don't know that they have within themselves, or that they didn't even know that they could connect to. So it's like this up leveling. There's this up leveling that your artwork creates within people when they look at the images that you create, that you put together. I was also seeing an art gallery. So I don't know, because you were asking, basically your question was, what are the next steps for your artistry? So I was seeing an art gallery, like a smaller art gallery, where your images are on the walls and people are looking at them. And then as they're looking at them, they're just like, something really spiritual happens, like something really magical. There's this very deep connection that they experience, messages they receive from looking at your art. So I thought that was really, really cool. So I really want to encourage you to keep going with that. Definitely keep creating, Lola, like keep doing the art that you're doing, and go with the surrealism if that's what you're really tapping into. I was also seeing you taking photos outside. I was definitely seeing you in a forest. There was like a forest scene, and I was even seeing dimensional doors being open as you were in a forest. So if that speaks to you, Lola, then definitely bring your camera outside as well and take some shots out there, because I feel like there's something you're going to capture, something really magical or beautiful or very different. And it's like your energy is what invokes this opening of dimensional doors. because you are the key, I'm hearing. That's crazy. So your energy specifically activates certain things in the environment so that different things can come through. Very cool. So either way, Lola, oh my gosh, like I just wish you so much luck and so much good fortune and just so much good energy with this work. Keep going with it. The next steps, as you stated in your email, are going to unfold very organically, very naturally, but you're definitely being encouraged at this time to keep going with this. And I'm also getting in, this was like a general message for every single person that sent in an email, but I'm getting this message in for everyone watching to really take some time and quiet your mind today. Especially, we have a very, very special planetary alignment of 7 planets lined up in a row. This is not going to happen, I believe, for another 40 years. So we have a very special energy today, this weekend as a whole. So tap in right now to your own creative juices, to your own creative flow, to your own womb energy, whatever wants to come through. Tap into your heart space, like, and just really listen. I spent a lot of time just sitting quietly this morning and listening. And there was a lot coming through for me personally as well. So definitely do that this weekend. And I'm going to recommend, like I said, to every single person who sent in questions, because there's something you're going to tap into this weekend, or even under tonight's energy or today's energy. I'm hearing access granted, access granted. So there's something that is going to come in for those individuals who are conscious that there are big energy shifts taking place right now and who are consciously accessing these energies. Okay, so that's what I have for Lola. Now let's move on to Sandy. So Sandy sent me an email. She says, we've been asked to vacate our rented home of 8 years in 3 weeks' time. I put feelers out to a series of people on Monday, having waited for the Mars shift, and have been led to surrender, trust, and receive the spectacular. Is there anything I need to do or need to be doing? Or is my job to let go and open to the abundant miracle I am, having experienced a number of phenomenal miracles in the past from very little action? Many thanks for your generous service to humanity. Okay, Sandy. Yes, so when I was tapping into your energy, the very first thing I heard was stagnation. So the reason why you have been asked to vacate your rented home that you've been living in for 8 years is because the energy has been stagnating. And it was like, I heard it was like, it's time to move on. It's time to move on to, you're in a different frequency. So it's like your home needs to reflect that, even the location. Okay. And this one was like, I was kind of questioning, and I asked Spirit like 3-4 times just to make sure, but I heard it repeatedly. So new city or new town. So it's not only about moving locations or moving houses. This is like, I kept hearing new city or new town. Is there somewhere else where you're drawn to right now, Sandy? Tap into that, really feel into that. Like I said, especially under this energy right now. Where is this new location? I was seeing a very beautiful house and kind of surrounded by a lot of trees, almost like a foresty kind of area, close to nature. Something that is going to be serving you in a better way. And I'm hearing the location thing. Okay, there's definitely, I feel like a location change that needs to happen here, because there's an activation of energy within you that needs to happen. And that needs to happen in a new location. So this house that you've been living in, the energy has just been very stuck, very stagnant for quite some time now, I think. What else was coming in? Yeah, like you need change. I was hearing it's time to up level as well. So it's like, can you dare to dream? And I was getting this like super outrageous kind of dreaming. So it's like, can you give yourself permission to just really dream and believe in the possibility of those dreams absolutely coming true? And as you mentioned, that in the past you have experienced phenomenal miracles from very little action. That's exactly the space or the energy that you're meant to be in right now, that you're asked to be in right now. So you're asked to just tap into your creation power, dream up your new beginning, your new home, your new location. Ask spirit, where is this new place that I'm supposed to be at? Where is this new, like, what is the frequency or the vibration? What does it feel like? And you're going to be guided to it. And I think this is why I was getting this message so profoundly, to really quiet your mind so that you can receive the answers right now. I'm hearing so that you can receive the keys of wisdom. But there were several things energetically that I feel like was just very sort of disconnected for you with the location that you have been living in. And I think not only for you, but also for your family, like for you and whoever else you share your home with. Just give me 1 second. Somebody really, really needs to ground. Oh my God. Either somebody in the chats or Sandy, you yourself. Bring it down, bring it down. Somebody's really in their head a lot. I'm just getting a lot of wobble. Relax, relax. Okay, I don't know. That's all that seems to be coming through right now for you, Sandy. So trust, absolutely trust, move forward in faith, move forward knowing that you are going to make the absolute best decision for you. The most important piece of this message, though, is to silence your mind right now, to dare to dream. And as you are dreaming, really pay attention to what messages come through for you. Really pay attention to the visuals, the images that you're getting, what you're hearing, what you're sensing. I'm even seeing a journal. So have a journal maybe ready by your side as you are tapping into this stillness. Yeah, because the messages are going to come through the stillness, through the quieting of your mind, and through relaxing, really, really relaxing, really trusting. This is like another trust exercise for you, Sandy. So go with the flow, okay? Okay, I think that's all I'm getting there. So Chelsea is next. Chelsea sent in a message saying, I am currently going through a difficult time in my life. I am trying to leave my marriage due to infidelity and lies. We have a child together, and finances seem to be a significant factor preventing me from making this move. I'm trying to maintain my faith and remain open to divine timing, but it often feels like every step forward leads to 2 steps back. Do you or my guides have any messages or insights to share that could assist me during this transition? My ego is telling me that I cannot move forward financially, but I am staying open to the possibility of miracles. Thank you, Chelsea. Okay. So, Chelsea, what I was getting for you is, first of all, for you too, there is this big trust exercise kind of happening right now. So, step into your power. That was the first message I was getting. Step into your power. Do not give your power away to your ego and to the stories and the BS that the ego is creating in your mind right now. All of that is false. All of that is just a narrative of the ego. Okay. The other message I was getting for you, Chelsea, is don't try to force anything. Okay. I feel like there was this really anxious energy that I was picking up on as I was tuning into you. And Spirit was like, you need to chill out. you need to relax, and you need to stop forcing change. You need to stop trying to, because what I was also seeing is that you're trying to run from this. You're trying to really like just get out or get away. You're trying to escape, but instead of running from this discomfort that you're being asked, that you're experiencing right now, you're being asked to sort of stand in it. It's like, can you stand in the eye of the hurricane? That's what I was seeing for you. It's like there was this whirlwind of all this chaos and crap and debris floating around you, and you were just sort of standing very still, very at peace, and very much in your power in the eye of the hurricane. That's what I was seeing. So there was also this very deep emotion that I was picking up on. Like I was getting kind of emotional as I was tapping into your energy, and this emotionality, this sadness or this desire to cry was coming from this very deep pain of betrayal that you experienced with your partner cheating on you. So that definitely is activating a wound within you. Yeah, I feel you have a cord with your husband, so you need some energy clearing as well to remove that. I'm hearing don't hate on him. Okay. Yeah. So there, I was also getting a message that there were signs, that there were several signs, Chelsea, about your partner or about this infidelity that you were already picking up on, and that you ignored them or that you were trying to convince yourself otherwise. So the signs were there. And I was also seeing that they were there right from the beginning. So Spirit was showing me that right from the beginning of you meeting this man, before you even decided to be committed with each other, there were already signs of like red flags I'm getting that you seem to ignore. And the vibe, by the way, between you and your husband or your partner or your ex-partner now, I don't know what we want to call him, but the vibe between the two of you is very, very different because Chelsea, your energy is very soft. Like it feels very, very soft, very nurturing. Also, excuse me, also very sensitive, where his energy feels more, I don't know if harsh is the right word, but it feels more, it's different. It's less pure, I guess, is the only way I can really say it or describe it. So there was definitely a lesson here for you about trusting your intuition. This situation is helping you learn and integrate this deep lesson. So there's a massive like intuition lesson here for you, Chelsea, because it's like Spirit wants you to start trusting your intuition more, trusting where you are being guided. And sometimes I know it feels cruel in life, but sometimes the only way that we can be pushed onto this path of really deeply trusting is through a lot of incredible pain and through a lot of betrayal, through a lot of hardship, right? It's a process we have to move through to finally get to this place of like, oh my God, I knew it. Like I had a feeling, or I saw the red flags, or I saw the signs and I wasn't trusting it. It's like, it's almost like these like repercussions of those past choices of yours are now kind of catching up with you, but it's not catching up with you to hurt you or to like to punish you. It's just more about to integrate a very deep spiritual lesson. Okay. So it's like, can you look at this whole situation from a higher perspective? Can you see the blessing and the value in what it's teaching you and what it's guiding you back towards, instead of looking at it as like, what an asshole, right? So let me see my notes here. Yeah, so this entire situation is actually activating your intuition. It's bringing it online in a much stronger form. And I was also hearing that this is what it takes, and this is what it took for you to really start trusting yourself again. It's like you had to experience this betrayal. You had to move through this. And again, I'm reminded, because the signs were there, because your intuition was already speaking to you about it, but I guess you didn't trust it. Okay, what I also wrote down here is, can you make peace with that? Can you make peace with the process that is required, the process that you had to move through, this betrayal that you had to move through to learn this very deep, very valuable spiritual lesson? Can you make peace with that? Can you accept it? I also wrote, sometimes we reject how we have to learn a lesson because it's so uncomfortable. It makes us want to run. But again, this isn't about running for you right now. I was also picking up on a lot of anxiety, but the anxiety is being generated by your thoughts. They're being generated by your false perception or illusionary perception, I'm hearing. So don't let the fear control you, Chelsea. Like, you have to move out of the fear completely. This is a big lesson. This is a big exercise in learning to trust yourself and in learning to trust a higher power that has your ultimate best and highest good at heart, always. I was also getting a message for you about protecting your energy from him, from your ex-partner, and but also from other people. Because I was getting that there's a lot of people around you who are projecting like a ton of hate towards him, where their judgment in a way is clouded, like they're not seeing the higher spiritual aspect or purpose of this betrayal, and so they're just like hating on him, and then they're basically kind of projecting that energy onto you, making you want to hate him as well. And that doesn't serve or help anyone at the end of the day. So protect your energy from him or others. And you can do this by going out into nature, obviously, grounding, connecting to Mother Earth. That's nature for everyone out here. Okay. Nature is where we can really, truly detox. Okay. It's such an energetic detox to be outside. It's absolutely incredible and it's life changing. And people really, I think, undervalue how good or how much of a blessing a simple walk, out in the forest or on a trail or in a park can be, right? So the deeper lesson and the blessings that all of this brings is where your focus is being redirected about the situation, Chelsea. Others around you are projecting a lot of hate. You're feeling this via transference. I was also receiving a message that you and your child are safe. So when I was asking Spirit, I'm like, are they safe? Is everything okay? Like in that aspect? And I was getting a definite yes. So don't worry about that. You are protected. And I was seeing not only by light beings, but also by angels. There's a lot of protection around you because of the fact that they want you to learn this lesson. It's like you need to stay put maybe for a little bit right now, and that's okay. But you are safe to stay put, to be where you are, because I know you want to get out, but really the getting out part connects to you wanting to run. What else did I write here? Okay, and about the finances, I was asking about the finances, and I kept getting hidden money. Hidden money. There is some kind of hidden money that you don't know that you have access to. So tap into that, especially under today's 7 planetary alignment, plus this new moon energy that we have. Oh my God. Plus, we're literally on the cusp of eclipse season. There's so much happening right now energetically. Really tap into this. Like, where is this hidden money? What is it connected to? Who is it connected to? Because there is some kind of hidden money that you can have access to that will actually help you to make this transition. But right now you can't see it because your ego is just clouding your judgment so much and so badly with fear and with like all these projections. It's like the focus needs to be redirected, okay, to solutions, not to the problem, or away from the problem, I should say. And the hidden money thing, the other piece that was coming in about that was to elevate your frequency through unconditional faith to align to this hidden money. So vibrationally, basically, you're not currently in alignment with this hidden money. So you have to raise your vibration, raise your frequency, move up into higher states of forgiveness, recognize that everything happens for a reason. There's a reason why he cheated. There's a reason why that you are meant to end this journey, part ways, I'm hearing with him. Like, all of this is happening for a higher purpose, even if it doesn't feel like it. I know I went through a separation myself and it was horrible. It was not not at all the way I expected it to go, but I really, really see the higher purpose in it now, and how much it has actually changed me as a person. It has also actually changed my ex pretty significantly. So but it's difficult to see that in the moment, right, when we're in pain. So raise your vibration. That was a big, big message I was getting for you, Chelsea, to access this hidden money. Get clear also, I was getting, about what you want, and put that out into the universe today. Like, speak it into existence. Today, by the way, for everyone and anyone watching, put your desires out through the vibration of your words. So say it out loud. I am so grateful that, fill in the blank. Okay. But connect into what you want your new beginning to look like, where you want to be, your new location, the new home, the vibration of that place. What does it feel like? You're there with your child. Like, really, really connect into that, Chelsea, so that you can, I'm here so that you can create it, so that you can align to it. Because this is your new beginning. This is your chance to start new. But in order for you to start new, you have to know what the new is that you want to have, what the new experience is that you want to have. So get clear on that. I was also getting relax. Use breath work to calm yourself when your mind gets overactive, okay? And don't believe the stories that are in your head because they're all fear and lack based. So absolutely disregard those negative stories in the mind and just use breath work, use grounding, use going outside, salt baths, whatever it is you need to calm your anxiety. Everything, it's like you're exactly where you're meant to be right now. And I know that you want to run, but that's not what spirit wants for you. Spirit actually wants you to stay because in the staying, you are being pushed to re-access your power, to step back into your power and be like, you know what? No, it's okay. This is what it is right now. I can handle this. I'm going to handle this with grace and with love. Regardless of what he did and the lies and everything else, I'm still going to choose forgiveness at whatever capacity you're able to choose that forgiveness right now. I'm going to choose to forgive myself for missing the signs, for ignoring the signs, right? This is the type of energy that you need to sit in right now to really, really activate like that new beginning for yourself. It's going to be very empowering, even if it doesn't feel like that right now. Because this is an initiation into your new beginning. I wrote that down as well. So you have to learn some very tough lessons about trusting and listening to your intuition so that you don't repeat these lessons again in this lifetime. And this is a part of this initiation. So that's why you have to stay put right now. That's why you have to just go with the flow. Use every single day to your advantage to create that new reality that you want for yourself. So that was what I got for you, Chelsea. And I think that was all of it. Yeah, that was all of it. So I'm going to just check out the messages here in the live. Okay, so Sweet Julie Blue, sorry. You said, can you please request any insights you get for me in March? Thank you. Sigrun, hello Sigrun, happy new moon. Good weekend. Oh, hi Sandy, you're here. Sorry, I'm just when I'm like tuning in and I'm channeling, I'm not even looking at the live chat. Oh, that's so awesome. Hi Sandy, I'm so glad you're here. Okay. And then any insight for me and my kids, that would be amazing. Okay, so the first question here is any insight for March for Julie? Okay. Whoa. Julie, the very first thing is you got to ground, honey. Something's really up. I'm just feeling like literally wavy. So as I'm connecting to you guys in the chats, really, I'm really urging you guys to get outside. Please go for walks. It's like the simplest, most like it's free. It's the simplest activity that you could possibly do to ground yourself and to level yourselves out. So many of you are in your head. You're trying to just like, I'm hearing like you're pushing, you're trying to force figuring things out instead of trusting and instead of being in a more relaxed state. Let me tell you from personal experience and from all the people that I've channeled for and guided over the years, you cannot get answers, you cannot get insight if you are trying to come at it from a cerebral perspective. You can't come at it from the mind. You have to come at it from a relaxed state, from a relaxed energy, because the more calm you are, the more you are making space. What happens when you are in the mind too much and you're really trying to come up with solutions, you're actually closing off your energy field. You're clouding your energy field. And that's when I start to feel this wobbly energy and this very ungrounded energy, even like blockage at the third eye. Because I'm hearing you can't solve whatever it is you're experiencing right now. You can't solve that with the mind. You have to solve it with your heart, and you have to solve that with intuition. Because intuition is like your soul's blueprint. Okay, it's going to give you deep guidance that your mind doesn't access. So insight for you for March. I'm hearing get out of your own way, Julie Blue. Get out of your own way. There's something that you're doing right now that you are just sort of, I'm here, mucking up your own energy. And you need to clear that out. You have to approach something differently. Oof, and I'm getting a lot of heart heaviness. There's something in your heart space. There's some unforgiveness, or there's some kind of pain that you are holding on to that is connected to someone, Julie, that you need to release. Because I'm hearing it's like this new beginning, this spring wants to blossom in your life, but there is a heaviness in the way of that is preventing that from you accessing that new energy, that new timeline, even I'm hearing. So I don't know if there's someone that you need to forgive, but I feel like you need to move into some forgiveness. Perhaps it's even with yourself. Usually when I feel it in the front, though, it has to do with others, because this is the facet or the aspect of ourselves that we face the world with, right? So the front of the body always has to do with other people. So yeah, so Julie, that's what I get for you is there's a forgiveness and there's definitely a grounding that needs to happen. Get out of your head and get out of your own way. I'm also feeling low back pain now as I'm connecting in. So you're not supporting yourself. Like you are not, somehow you are not being supportive to your mind, to your body, to your soul. So more self-care, okay? As you're moving into March, much more self-care, really up that game, because that's going to help clear your energy as well. Oh, it's like this heavy, tired feeling that I'm getting in the low back. You're pushing yourself too hard and it's like you're really trying to force yourself to figure stuff out. Move all that, clear all that out of the way. It's not helpful. Okay, let me see. Smith skate team. Okay, any insight for me or my kids? Okay, let me just tap into your energy for a minute. Is everything okay with like you and your children? There's something I'm starting to feel like root chakra. There's a heaviness. Yeah, there's like a heaviness in the lower part, like in my lower abdomen area. It's almost like period cramps. So that would be sacral energy and root. Is there like an unsafety that you're feeling? Because I feel like there's like an unsafe energy if you're not feeling safe with you and your children. There's something about your roots and your rootedness or your lack of rootedness. I'm not sure if you're like in between homes right now or something like that, but there's like this unrootedness I'm feeling. Definitely ungrounded too. You're also very much in your head. Whoa. I'm hearing worry. Stop worrying. You're worrying about something. I think there's also something that you need to heal with your children. I'm picking up on a daughter right now. I'm not sure if you have a daughter or not, but I'm picking up on a daughter and they're highlighting root chakra energy. So something, I feel like your daughter is actually moving through something with family. It's either with you or with father or father figure. There's something unhealed there. There's something that is unbalanced that needs to be brought back into balance. I'm also hearing something is being forced. I don't know if she's being forced to do something that she doesn't want to do, or really open up the communication lines. I'm hearing that for you guys. Okay, Smith skate team. I'm hearing that, like, open up the communication lines and make it very compassionate, very like, listen, talk to your kids and listen with intention, listen with your heart, not with your mind. Yeah, I keep getting a daughter, a daughter. There's like a highlighting here of a female child. I think she needs some kind of emotional support, spiritual support. I'm also hearing that she's very sensitive. So it's like certain things that are being done are not good for her, because her energy is too sensitive and it's overwhelming for her. There's something that is overwhelming, I feel like. Yeah, that's what seems to be coming through. I feel like you have a son as well, but I'm not getting as much on him. I'm getting more of a highlight on the daughter. Interesting. Okay, let me see. Vandana, am I living my soul purpose? We're always all living our soul purpose. Am I on the right path? When people ask these types of messages, it's usually it's oh, there we go. Okay, thank you. I also have a daughter. And you do have a son. Okay, yeah, because I was picking up on your son as well. I'll tap into your son in just a moment. Let me just get back to Vandana here. So Vandana, you were asking if you're living your soul purpose. Just know that we are all always living our soul purpose, because our soul purpose is to discover who we are. It is actually to tap back into our own power, to reconnect to those aspects of ourselves that we have lost. So if you feel like you're not fully tapped into that, then you are going to question, you're going to wonder, am I living my soul purpose? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Right? And like, what's my mission? But you're only going to figure that out through the process of actually tapping into your own soul, of actually connecting with your own intuition. This is why meditation, quieting the mind, is so important. Long walks in nature, these all help us to reconnect to that's when your soul speaks. Okay, that's when you actually get to hear your soul speaking to you, and that's when you are going to receive messages, downloads, pictures, insights, ideas, creative things coming forth when you can quiet your mind. So do that for yourself more and more, all of you. I'm going to suggest it for everyone to do this more and more, so that you can really access parts of yourself that you have been avoiding. I'm hearing that have been hidden from you, that you have, I'm even hearing access denied, that you have not had access to. That's how you're going to really know with more clarity what your soul purpose is. But you are ultimately always living your soul purpose, whether you're going through difficulty or whether life is sunshine and rainbows, right? So we're always going through that. Okay, so you were saying that you're Smith, you were saying that you were worried about your 18-year-old son. You do also have a daughter. Oh, you're welcome, Chelsea. Okay, let me tap into your son for a quick minute here. What's happening with him? Oh, immediately I'm feeling emotional. Immediately, like I just want to cry right now. Okay. What is weighing on your son? Something weighs heavy on him. I literally want to cry. Wow. There's something really, really going on with your son right now. I'm hearing his soul is crying. Can we, Spirit, can you just relax that? Because I don't want to get into. I don't know if your son communicates with you openly and honestly. I don't know if you have that level of openness with your son. Smith skate team. I wish there was a name I could address you by, but there needs to be like this heartfelt conversation. He needs to unload. Your son really needs to unload. There's these like inner battles. I feel like he is also very sensitive. He's sensitive to like people around him. He's sensitive to energies. He's sensitive to like, I'm even seeing like if there's like clutter or whatever in his room, even that is like throwing him off. Yeah, he's a very sensitive soul, and there's something like he needs soul guidance at this time. I'm also seeing confusion, like he's very confused. He's either confused about himself or he's just confused about like he doesn't know who he is what I'm getting. He doesn't know who he is. So he really needs some guidance at this time. Someone to guide him back to his true nature. Not what you want of him or not what others want of him, but of what he wants for himself. I'm actually seeing me chatting with him. If this is something that you're open to, I'm just going to put it out there, okay, for you. If this is something you're open to, then I feel like your son could really benefit from a session. But I will leave that up to you completely. But he is definitely needing some guidance at this time. He feels lost. That's what I'm getting more than anything. He also feels very confused. I think he's not understanding the gifts that he has. I feel like he has some spiritual gifts, and it might, I don't know if it freaks him out or if he just gets really confused by it, but I feel like he's picking up on stuff and picking up on energies, and he's not quite understanding what it is he's picking up on, and it just really throws him off. I'm also feeling like a lot of heat right now. So what does that have to do with spirit? I'm hearing nervousness and anxiety. Yeah, he really needs a shift in perspective to help him like understand what he is moving through right now, understand why he is feeling everything, all of the intensity I'm hearing that he's feeling. He needs to understand that so that he can just like calm down and relax and really start embracing his gifts, who he is, like his spirit, because he needs to tap into that now. He's at an age I'm hearing where he is going to start to like move towards whatever his mission is in this lifetime, whatever he is meant to do, and however he is meant to sort of serve or show up in this world. And I'm seeing this like he's trying to find his way to it, but he needs the right guide. He needs the right mentor to find that, to access that, and to access deeper parts of himself. Yeah. So if that's something that you're open to, whether it's in your local area, but definitely connecting with someone, talking with someone who is like a spiritual guide or a spiritual leader, someone like that will be very, very helpful for your son. Okay. That's what I'm getting. But he's highly, highly sensitive. And so is your daughter. Your daughter has root chakra stuff going on, and your son has just more of his upper stuff is like all like wonky and messed up. His upper chakras. So that's what I'm getting there. And when he receives the right guidance, he's just going to like I feel like he's going to relax. He's going to calm down. His internal anxiety is going to calm down. Yeah. And there's something he needs to get off his chest too. Because like I said, as soon as I tapped into him, it was like instant emotion. Like I just wanted to bawl my face off. So there's something he's really moving through that he's really struggling with internally. Yeah, that he needs some guidance about right now. Okay, so I think that's it. I think that's everything that's coming through for everyone. If there are any last minute questions, then do let me know and I'm happy to answer them. But otherwise, I think I'm going to wrap up for today. And I just want to remind everyone, like I said, we are in a very, very powerful time right now. We are under a very, very magical alignment right now. And this is the time to Ground yourselves, please, more than anything. Okay, ground yourselves. And it doesn't have to be hard or complicated. Try and carve out time to silence your mind, get outside as much as you possibly can, and just get out of your heads. Okay, this is a time to get out of your heads, get into your hearts, get into your power, feel the power that you have within you, connect to that power, tap into it on purpose, choose to consciously, and then let the divine fill you with whatever information, insights, ideas, guidance, next steps that the divine has for you at this time. Okay, so that is my message. That is what I want to convey. Sarah, okay, thank you for putting your name in there. Yeah, so Sarah, hopefully that was helpful for you and regarding your son and your daughter. But yeah, I think that's it. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for tuning in and for sending me your questions. Anyone that didn't send a question or that has more questions or anything that you want me to get a little bit more into, just send me an email. Email is in the description box, and I will definitely address it in the next live. And I just want to kind of put out there that I really actually love doing these lives. I really enjoy tapping in, and I really, really enjoy delivering these messages. So I'm happy to do them. I'm going to continue to do them. So definitely send me your questions and your emails so that I can continue serving you as best as I can. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for sending me your questions, and I will see you guys in the next live. Have an absolutely magical weekend. Take care, everyone.